We're getting an early look at Governor Gretchen Whitmer's proposed budget.
The governor will unveil her full plan on Thursday, setting up what will likely be an intense fight with Republicans in the House and Senate. The plan will include several millions for one of the big items that she campaigned on, infrastructure.
Today, she talked with political reporter Rick Albin about some of the West Michigan projects she hopes to get funding for.
I've been looking over some of the early information that we've gotten about it, and it shows that there's a pretty good focus when it comes particularly to bridges. And I know that's something you and I have talked about in the past. One of the bridges that is tentatively targeted to be fixed is over in Ferrysburg, where you and I had a conversation about failing bridges, as we did here in Grand Rapids. I mean, that continues to be a problem. Where is that money coming from? Is that coming from funds that are already there, I assume?
Well, we have some one-time resources that are available. We are one of the better managed states in the nation, and we also have some one-time resources that have become available from the federal dollars and from our good management of resources. And so bundling bridges, that means combining a lot of projects to get a better deal on them, is one way that we can use one-time resources to address some of the more acute issues that we're seeing in terms of our bridges. And so when we were at that bridge, you'll probably remember there was a resident who joined us and chatted with us and told us how this bridge being closed meant that ambulances had to drive, I don't know, 10 or 15 miles out of the way in order to help people that lived on the other side of the bridge. And that's why I think this is something that is so important, and I'm glad that we're able to include a project like that in our bridge bundling program that, you know, if this budget gets adopted, we're going to fix that and a number of other bridges across the state.
And you go on in your infrastructure plan to talk about clean water, sewer, those type of things, because we a lot of times think about infrastructure above the ground. It's below the ground too. And also something else that became apparent just last year, and that is the safety of dams. All of that would be included in infrastructure.
Yeah, so in this budget, we've got $40 million for high water level and resilient infrastructure grants for local communities. We know anyone who's got shoreline property or lives along near a community that's got shoreline property knows that that's something that's really important. This is $300 million for that bridge bundling program that I talked about. $290 million for the Michigan Clean Water Plan. That is dollars to help local communities mitigate their health risks by replacing old sewers and water lines. $15 million for dam safety, emergency funds. So we've got a lot of different pieces of this budget that focus not just on the traditional roads and bridge infrastructure, but water infrastructure as well.
Finally, I'm going to combine my last question. I got a couple of things. One is, do you propose any revenue increases to support your budget recommendations? And two, given the current situation where you're still trying to get COVID relief through the legislature, how difficult is it going to be to put a budget together this year? I'm thinking back to that first budget, which was somewhat less than a tidy operation.
Well, this budget is really focused on meeting the fundamentals. So this shouldn't be inherently political. It feels like everything is these days, but we're talking about getting kids back in school safely and supporting their education and closing the academic gap that COVID has created. We're talking about helping businesses that are struggling right now to get through this worldwide pandemic and get back to work and get back on their feet. We're talking about the vaccine dissemination. None of this is about Republican or Democratic children or businesses or people who need their health protected. And so I'm hopeful that we can find common ground. These are federal resources in the supplemental that have been supplied to every state. Michigan is not deploying them yet. And so it's my hope that the legislature acts swiftly, because these are crucial for our economic resurgence.
Governor, thank you. I don't want to run over, but I just do want to reiterate, are there any revenue increases that will be asked for?
Yeah, so no, I mean, there are some fee increases in some department budgets. That's how they operate, and some of them hadn't been increased in a long time. But no, this budget is funded without any new taxes.
Governor, as always, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.